several instructions here for all of us. And so, of course, this is the welcoming part. And here I left a video. This is a video that I prepared in about 3 hours, I think. Later, if it's possible, if you allow me to continue working with you all, I could help you learn how to develop videos such as this one. It's not difficult. You just got to learn a few steps. It only takes practice. And so I explained here the general basic principles of the conceptual structure of will, going to, and present progressive. I think I have a comment. Oh, good evening, teacher Lupita. Thanks so much for being here, teacher. As I explained in the video, and as I explain here, these are matters that we have already discussed before, but I felt it was necessary to have a sort of review, a general review of the most important concepts from cognitive linguistics regarding these three constructions. And that's what you've got there. It's a 25 minutes video. If you have time to watch it tomorrow or Saturday, if you haven't watched it yet, I highly recommend that you do so. It's a sort of, you could say, improvised video. I couldn't say that I took weeks of planning before editing and producing this video. It took me, as I was saying, about 3 hours, about 1 hour and a half to create the PowerPoint, and another hour and a half to record it and upload it and edit it in YouTube. And so secondly, our goal for this, for today and the following days, good evening, teacher Mary Kristen, is to produce something similar to what I showed you about 3 or 4 weeks ago. In the future, hopefully I can also show you how to insert a button or an image or any other sort of digital interface, interactive option in order to download files. So right now you can download the file. So let me show you. If you just click there, of course, while my internet starts, as my internet starts calling for the file, it takes a little time, but once you get to this window, just download it. I'm doing it right now only to show anyone who hasn't done it what is going to happen when you click that image. And so you download the file, and here is the material. This is a material. Let me start sharing it, but just let me see. It says that I have to change my settings there. You can see the whole.
Sorry to interrupt a little bit. Where did you send us the link and everything?
Yeah,
to our mail, or where? Yes. Sorry about that.
No, teacher. Any questions, please ask. That's what I'm here for. Yes, you just gotta go to our website here, Applications of Cognitive Grammar, which I try to send you as frequently as I can, because I myself sometimes lose the links for other courses that I take. So I know the struggle of keeping track of every single link that we are given in the many different courses that we take every year. So every time that I can, I remind you all via WhatsApp what our main website for this workshop is. So I will continue to send you this link in the future. And so as long as you have the link, you just got to go here, and then you go to digitalization, which is today's topic. And you scroll down, hopefully during the weekend, if you have not gotten the time to go through this video, hopefully you can later check it out. And in the second part, in the second section, you have this image. As it says here, just please click the image below and then load the file to your computer. So you just click there, and another tab is going to open, and from there you get, let me do it again. So I click here, you get another tab here on the right side in the upper right corner, and you get this window to download it. I already downloaded it 2 minutes ago. And once you have downloaded the file, you can open the file. I'm going to start presenting this file. Just let me make sure that it is correctly being displayed. So I think, yeah, everybody can see the file, right? The presentation, the PowerPoint.
Yes.
Yes, great.
Yes, teacher.
Great. If anybody is having trouble to visualize it, just let me know so that I can take care of it. So this is a material that is already there for you, that you can freely download and use with your students if you want. You can manipulate it, change it to your own likes and to your own needs. Of course, I'm not going to discuss this particular presentation today because we already did so about 3 weeks ago. But I just want to give you a sense of what you will find here. So you remember that we ran through all these slides, and I know there are things that have to be improved, but on the other hand, I hope that you notice the potential that this way of working with our students using dynamic visual stimuli such as GIFs has for them. I think it's very intuitive. I do think we can improve this by a lot. And I also think that there are 1,000,001 other ways to exploit GIFs. You gave me and the others many valuable, precious ideas last time we met, last week. What I'm showing here is just a sort of way of exploiting GIFs that I came up with about 1.5 years ago. But of course, there are many other ways in which we could design practical materials that could enhance our teaching and learning, either remotely or face-to-face. So this is the material that is there. That's what you're going to find in this file. You are free to use it anywhere and change it in whichever way you want to. Oops, I forgot to erase my name. Just erase my name and put your name or do whatever you want with this file. It's already there for you. I hope to improve it in the future. And so that's the example. And then here in the third section, I have already loaded 4 different templates. I wanted to increase the number of templates from 3 that I had in the morning to 10, but then some issues here at home came up today, and I had to go and help with some stuff around here, and I couldn't continue working on this. But I will. I hope that either tomorrow or Saturday I will upload 6 more templates so that you can use them freely for your own purposes. But just let me explain how these can be used. So once again, you have the buttons here. All you gotta do is click on any one of these. So I click here, another tab is open. I just gotta wait a little bit, and then I get to this window to download the file. I choose where I want to download it. I'm going to download it to my desktop. Once again, I'm going to open it, and I'm going to show you that it's very similar to the other PowerPoint that I just showed you. In fact, it's the same, but the big difference is that there's nothing here. So I left this here, which you're looking at. Let me change that way of the way I'm displaying this there. I left this here, but you could change it if you feel this is not adequate or there's something missing. Just change it in whichever way you feel it's best to do so. Oh, sorry. Let me present it again. There. But here I have erased the GIFs so that you can insert your own GIFs. Of course, you should erase these red letters. I put them there just to remind you that a GIF should go here in order to exemplify a good prototypical from the point of view of cognitive linguistics. We have already discussed what a prototypical instantiation of either going to or will, well, I should say it the other way around, either with will or going to should be. And you can choose your own GIFs, or if you think that more than one GIF is called for, go ahead and put as many GIFs as you want to. And here, once again, this is my, this is the idea I came up with 1.5 years ago, but you can create as many different ways of deploying and using GIFs as you creatively want to, using either PowerPoint or Google Slides. I'm trying to be
Okay.
versatile. Yes, somebody wants to say something.
Excuse me, Sergio, I have a question.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, if we have a presentation like the one you just showed us, isn't that too heavy to upload it to Google Classroom, to Google Drive?
That depends. Let me take these files as examples. I'm going to just let me go out of this. Let me go to my folder. So this is the folder where I have the files. And right now, because they don't have any GIFs, they are relatively light. So the first one, the one that I was showing, is 12 megabytes. 12 megabytes is not really that much, but let's go and see the one that I showed you. The one that I showed you. Okay, let me open it so that this makes
Yes, the one with the gifts.
Yeah, this one that already has GIFs is, let me show you, that one is 57 megabytes. 57 megabytes is still quite manageable. I wouldn't say it's too heavy. I wouldn't say it's too light, but it's quite manageable either for Google Classroom or even for Moodle. I don't use Moodle, but my guess is that Moodle accepts 57 megabytes files easily. It would be a problem if it were probably 300 megabytes. That could be a problem. So yeah, it's true that we got to be careful of the size. But
Okay.
yeah, that depends on many different factors. But yeah, okay. So here, you decide how you want to use these templates. I will be creating more templates, as I mentioned. Some situations came up today here at home, and I had to help out, and I didn't finish the other 6. I have in mind 6 more templates, but you already have this one. You just substitute the GIFs. You decide if you use only one GIF or more than one GIF. If you only use one sentence or a paragraph. There are so many creative ways of exploiting these materials. So this is one example. Let me close it. Let me close this. I'll close this. I'll close the tab that was open here. And you can explore the second template, which is, so once again, I get this window. I download it somewhere on my, in this case, on my desktop. I open the file that I have downloaded to my computer. And here I have another different presentation. Let me show it to you in case you haven't had the time to explore this other template. So this is one that begins with this sort of, these are MP4s, these are not GIFs. What you're looking at right now is not a GIF. This is an MP4. You have heard about MP3s. You know, MP3 files are for music, basically. There are, of course, other uses for MP3s, but we normally hear about MP3s in the context of music. Well, there are MP4s that are video, which is a video format. So what you're looking at right now is an MP4. I will talk about these MP4s in 10 or 15 minutes from now. So this is another template that I came up with that I thought could be nice. I think it catches our attention right away. That's something that we have to work hard with students, especially if we are working online. You know, online, we don't know if students are truly paying attention to the class or if they are already doing something else somewhere else. And so having all of these visual stimuli really helps to motivate our students to keep stay with us in class. And so there you can put your name. Of course, if you want to change anything, just change them. These are templates for you and everyone. I have just typed a couple of phrases here and there just to show you what it will look like for you. So I have typed here will for predictions I'm going to for, but you could also type only present progressive for fixed arrangements if you want to word that particular construction instead of will I'm going to. Or you could work will for spontaneous decisions and going to for predictions based on evidence. So that's up to everyone. It takes time to produce each material, and unfortunately right now we are all very busy taking courses on that sort of stuff, but in the course of the following months, I hope that we can create more materials. And here I just changed the color. I will talk about how I choose these colors, but I hope that you agree with me that these are nice colors to use, nice fonts. Once again, it's very important in my view to have materials that keep our students' attention with us. And here, the same idea comes up again. You could change these words, prediction and plans for, I don't know, spontaneous decisions and predictions based on evidence or fixed arrangements. There are so many categories that we have got to work with our students. And then the same basic idea of asking my students, is this a prediction or plan? You give the sentence, you put a GIF there that reflects the idea, the prediction or the plan. You ask them if it's a prediction or plan, you let them answer, and then you confirm whether their answer has been correct. And of course, I changed the case from lowercase letters to uppercase letters because I want to emphasize what the right answer is. And here's another example, but this time instead of a prediction being the right answer. So these are just ideas. You can modify all these templates in whichever way you feel it is most appropriate for your own personal purposes. But you can see that these are very, very practical, hands-on materials that you can use with your students or for any other purposes that you may have. Third template over here, bubbles on purple. I tried to give them names that make it easy to have a general idea of what you're going to find in each of these different templates. So I'm loaded this third template. I'm going to open this third template so you can see what it's all about. I'm going to start presenting this template. Just let me arrange there. So oops, there. So everybody's looking at some, well, I call them bubbles. I'm not so sure. Just let me hide the video panel and let me hide the controls panel. There it is. Everybody's looking at what I am calling bubbles, right?
Yeah.
Yep, great. So I will also talk about where I get these MP4s. These are not GIFs. These are MP4s, similar to MP3s, but this is a video format that you can use on PowerPoints. And once again, I'm just trying to give you ideas of how to use these digital materials as opposed to a printed book or whichever other material you might have used previously. And so I once again use a very, it's the same format, but I changed the background's color. You can change it to your own favorite colors. These are the colors that I find most appealing, that I feel, because this is sort of purple. I said, well, let's use this. I'm not so sure if it's violet or purple, but it's a color that matches pretty well, I think, the feel of the interface or the graphic environment. And here, once again, the idea, one more time, the idea of a white background to make a contrast so that once again, I keep my students' attention with me in class. And then once again, prediction. Of course, we can and we should change what I'm showing you right now. I wouldn't say that I wouldn't recommend that we spend all of our classes with prediction or plan or spontaneous decision or prediction based on evidence, give, and then answer, maybe spontaneous decision, and then the same, and then the answer. I'm not saying that that's the only way to do this, but I'm just giving you here some templates that are readily available to everyone to use for your own and to your own needs. Let me close this and let's check the final. Let's check the final template. So I'm going to download this one to my desktop. I'm going to open it. Let me hide the controls panel. I'll start the presentation. Let me adjust this because I'm using two different screens and I need to manage both of them. In fact, this is a template that I created. I began working on this one at about 6 o'clock today, about 1 hour ago. It took me about 20 minutes, maybe, or 15 minutes, maybe 10, I don't remember. It's not really difficult to do this once you know how to do it. I'll talk about that in 5 or 10 minutes from now. So once again, the idea is to have an MP4, a video, a small video that is in loop. It repeats over and over. And there again, you can change the font, the size, the topic. If you don't want to talk about the future, maybe you want to talk about the past, just change the sentence, the title of this first slide, and then you put your name or you type whatever you need. These templates are for you. And then I tried to use a color that matches. Once again, I want to preserve a sort of color topic, so to speak. And then, well, it's pretty much the same idea. I shall come with more ideas. I'm not trying to become monotonous and always just prediction or plan. Once again, prediction or plan, prediction or plan. It's just an idea. There are so many different ways to exploit GIFs and PowerPoints and Google Slides and Google Sites. You gave us many incredible ideas last week, and one of my pendings is to use those ideas that you gave me last week onto new templates. Once I have those templates, let me finish this presentation. Once I have those templates, I will templates that I will create based on the ideas that you gave me last week. I will include them here. My goal is to have 10 different templates here. And of course, many more templates somewhere else, but right now 10 templates here. So for next week, hopefully you have some time either tomorrow or on Saturday or on Monday. As you use these templates, or if you want to create fully new templates of your own that don't have anything to do with what I showed you, you are free to do what you feel is best for you. But once you have a presentation for next week, please, we're going to use this peer review form in which I would like to promote comments from everyone. We are right now there are let me see, there are 10 of you and we are 11 today. So I think there are many great ideas that we can all share with everyone, and so it will be interesting to see how we can all give each other's ideas as to how to improve our own materials. And well, let me now talk to you about what I've been saying that I would talk about since 10 minutes ago or 20 minutes ago. I've been saying that I would show you how to, and just let me finish this part. And here you have, because I know that sometimes it's hard to remember the names of the websites. So I'm always leaving you here the links for Giphy, Gifford, Tenor, which is another website from where you can get nice GIFs. And yeah, let me emphasize that I am also leaving you as frequently as I can the link for the videos in case you need to review anything either from our cognitive grammar seminar. It's everything is here. It's 7 videos. Rather, actually, it's 6 videos. I added another video that is also here, and our past meetings or videos from this workshop are here. So you just gotta head here and you will find all the materials that we've been discussing, although some meetings and other videos there. And yeah, that's all I wanted to show you from this page today. But now the next thing to cover today, I hope to only use about 10 minutes for this, and then we'll go back to having you do something as opposed to me speaking and speaking and speaking. But just finally, let me show you what the process, because I know that some of you may be wondering, how can anybody, just let me close this. How can anybody else create these? How can you yourselves create these templates? So here I have 4 templates. So what is the process to create one of these templates in case you want to create your own templates? Well, first of all, I already have a folder in which I have, let me see, I have 1,100 different PowerPoints. I have told you before that I am a super fan of computers. I am a super fan of everything that has to do with technologies, especially if it's for education. And so I have all these many different PowerPoint presentations, and I have one folder for Microsoft slides, which are currently my favorite ones. And I have divided them in categories. So for example, here I have this PowerPoint that I named Sparks and Particles. And if I open that, just let me show you what I've got there. Let me start the presentation. Let me adjust my screen there. So this is one slide that I like to use every time that I need a nice, catchy, attractive first slide. And sorry, yeah, there. And then here's another. It's kind of slow. Another. I don't know why my computer is a little bit slow, but just bear with me, please. It's very slow. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I haven't restarted my computer in about 2 or 3 days. Oh, it doesn't really matter. I was just trying to give you some idea of what I have here. So all of these are slides that have motion. Let's see. So for instance, I have this one. I have a lot of them. And so where do I get these slides from? It's actually very simple, but let me show you the trick. It's a little simple trick because I have set my Microsoft Office software in English. I will just have to click Control N, which stands for Control New. This opens a new presentation, and I am given many different suggestions on the right side. If you have the latest, or at least one of the latest versions of Microsoft PowerPoint. And here is just a matter of luck. Most of the slides are not that good, but then you click here on see more design ideas, and you continue scrolling down until you find one that has an MP4. There are not many MP4s given here. You gotta be really patient. But for instance, here's a cat. You should be able to look at the cat right now. He or she, I don't know if it's a male or female cat, is yawning. And well, of course, I'm not sure how I could use this particular slide for EFL purposes, but it's just to give an example of where I get these MP4 slides from. So you just gotta keep scrolling down and then click on the lower right corner, see more design ideas, and you continue to get, here is another one. This is like white fire. I'm not so sure, or sorry, smoke or steam. I'm not so sure. And that's the way I get them. And once you find what you like, either you copy this to another PowerPoint or you just keep working here on this new PowerPoint. And as I was saying, these are MP4s. So that's the first part. That's the first, let's say, trick in order to get these nice MP4 slides in case you are interested in having more of these. Secondly, if you would like to find let me close this. The backgrounds that I've been showing you, I can recommend here. Slidebean, I will later send you the link to Slidebean. Slidebean is a website for presentations, and if you just explore later on, not today because we don't have much time for today's meeting, but if you take the time later on to explore this website that is made or designed to create presentations similar to PowerPoint, you just gotta explore the palette here. And for instance, let's take a look at this one. Nothing changed. There it is. But I don't like this one, so I just gotta keep exploring until I find something that is appealing to me. This doesn't change at all, so I just go here, maybe that green and that other green, and then I click here and I wait. Nothing really interesting is there, so you just gotta keep insisting until you find something that suits your particular likes in terms of colors and all of that. And then I just go here and open the presenter viewer, and I wait for it to load, and then I click here on the icon to start the presentation, and then I move, and there it is. And then I just gotta get a screenshot, and then I just gotta eliminate the borders that I don't want to have. I know that I am explaining this part very fast, but it's only because it's not really the intention of today to help you learn how to do this. I'm just mentioning this because some of you might wish to explore Slidebean in the future. And that's basically it. That's basically the procedure in order to, let me go back to in order to create these, where is it, sorry, these templates that I've been showing you. So at first, when you haven't done this, when you have never done this, it does take quite some
Teacher,
Yes.
sorry. The thing is that I have to leave.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
there any problem?
What's the question, teacher?
Is there any problem if I leave?
No, teacher. No. As I have mentioned many times, there is some noise. I'm gonna mute you, teacher, but you can unmute yourself anytime you want. I'm just I muted you just so that I can explain to you. Yeah, you can watch the recordings. Let me. If you need to leave right now, just leave, teacher. I don't want you to have any troubles at home. But yeah, if you need to leave, or if you were not able to attend a meeting, just remember that you just gotta go to our website. And
Yes.
yes, teacher. And I have placed the links for the meetings in as many places as I've been able to. Well, not here, but if you go here to topics, and then you
Okay.
click. Yes, teacher. Yes, don't worry about
The
it.
thing is that my father is sick and my sisters are here and we are discussing something, what we're going to do with him.
Yes, teacher. Yes. I know. I had a similar situation today, so I know what it's like to be under pressure. Yes, teacher. So I'll see you around, teacher. Take care, and best of luck. Okay. So that was my general presentation of the templates and the activities that we will be carrying out over the course of the following days. My expectation is that next week, everybody should have one of these templates designed according to your own personal tastes and needs and purposes. If you don't want to work will or going to or present progressive, if you want to work something else, either vocabulary or maybe pronunciation or something else, everyone is free to do what suits you best. I am focusing our attention on will, going to, and present progressive, because I think these are three constructions that are usually not very well understood by many educators. Every time that I have discussed with other people, their understanding of will, going to, and even in books, every time I check a book from Macmillan, Cambridge, Oxford, etc., I noticed that they don't really have a good understanding of the conceptual structure, because cognitive linguistics is not such a very popular field of research nowadays. And so that's the only reason why I am spending so much time discussing Will Guide to M% Progressive. But of course, you could work something else. So for the remainder of today, we still have 48 minutes left. We finish at 8:20. It's 7:22, so we still have 48 minutes. I would like you to please work in pairs. I'm going to send you to breakout rooms in 1 minute. And I would like you to discuss the templates that I showed you. And I would like you to sort of brainstorm, discuss in which ways you could modify these templates so that you can exploit the GIFs in other ways. You already gave many wonderful, incredible, very interesting ideas last week, but I would like you to continue exchanging ideas of how we could exploit either PowerPoints or Google Slides. Today, I came back to PowerPoints as opposed to Google Slides because I want this workshop to be versatile. I don't want you to feel like the only digital resource available to us is either Google Slides, or the only digital resource that we have available to work is PowerPoint. We can work with both of them at different times, and they will serve differently at the different moments. So are there any questions of what you are going to do in the breakout rooms before you join your own breakout rooms, teachers?
No,
Well,
no problem.
Okay.
No, yes, I do have a question. I know that you already said it, but maybe I couldn't catch it fast. Where are the templates?
Yes,
You
yes,
know,
teacher.
where can I find them? Because I opened the page and no, I'm lost in the page there. I
Yeah.
don't have any idea.
Yeah, teacher. Yeah, let me go back to that point. Yeah, as many times as it's necessary.
Oh, thank you very much. Sorry
Okay,
about that.
Can you, excuse me, Sergio, can you write the site, the website in the chat, please?
Yeah, sure. Let me send you two different links. One of the links is this one. This is the main link, which I tried to send you as often as I can to WhatsApp.
Yes, I was there, but then I didn't know where to go.
Yeah, teacher, the same happens to me because every time that we take a different course or workshop, we are given so many different links and materials that it's difficult to keep track of everything. So this is the main website. So you could either head here and go to topics, and then you get this button in the
Oh, up there. No wonder I didn't find them. Let me try to go there.
Yes, teacher. And you have this little icon, this little triangle. You click there, and you have the 4 different sections that we have covered thus far. And for today, we are working on digitalization. So how do we create digital materials that we can use in many different ways? And so you just gotta click there on 1.4. Yes, teacher Analus. Yes, teacher. Yes. I know that today was a particularly difficult day because we had the encuentro and many other things going on. So yeah, I understand, teacher. So you just go there to digitalization. There are different ways to get here. From home, you can also, let me hide this. You can also click here. So you have the 4 different sections that we have already covered here. So you just click on digitalization and you are taken here, and you have everything that you need here. So you just scroll down and you have the templates. If you want to have the direct link, I will send it to you in the chat right now. So you can have it there. There it is. So I already sent it. Oh, in the future, let's say that 1 year from now, you are interested in one of these templates, but you don't find these links. The easiest way to reach all these materials in the future, in 1 year from now, let's say, is to go to my website. I started designing my own website 2 months ago. So it shouldn't be difficult to remember. It's just sergiosanchezpadilla.com. So it's just my name with .com. Then you go to academic production. And everything that I've been doing for the last year and a half, which has been online, of course, is here. And you just look for whatever you are interested on. So if you're looking for the Cognitive Grammar Seminar website, it's already here. You just click there. Another tab is opened, and you get all the materials here. You go to, if you want to know what conceptual prototypes are, we have the video where I explain everything. And of course, you have the book. Of course, it's much better to read the book because the book explains everything far much better than I will ever be able to do so with one single video. And if you continue scrolling down, here is the link to our current workshop, Applications of Cognitive Grammar to Digital Knowledge. And here are some online learning environments that I use for my students. If you want to explore them too, you could find some ideas that you might find useful for your own purposes. My 3 YouTube channels. I will change the banner for this because it's not very telling of what I've got there. Anyway, so that's one way to get back to all of these different resources that I am trying to accommodate in a way that it is easy to have them available for everyone. Does that help, teacher Mary Kristen and everyone?
Yeah, sure. Yes, I could find it right now. Yes, I could. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm here to help everyone as much as I can. So anything that I can do to help everyone, please ask for it and I'll work on it. So let's work on the rooms. I will send everyone in pairs. So in pairs, just discuss. You can download one of the templates, share your screen, and then start discussing. What would you change? Maybe you don't want to have these prediction or plan. Maybe you want to have something different. What would that be? If it's possible for you to change it right now, that would be best. If you can already start making changes to the templates, that would be great. So
can I suggest that we go in rooms of 3?
All right, all right, teacher. Yes.
Yeah, I think we would have more different points of view there from 3 than only 2.
All right, teacher. Yes, teacher.
Okay, thank you.
So I'm going to assign everyone in alphabetical order because I think that's the easiest way for me to decide on who goes where. So teachers Betty, teacher Betty is in the room, is twice here, I think. Yes, well, teacher Betty, teacher Ben.
Hi.
Hi.
Yes, I am twice because I need to use myself.
All right.
I think I rather work on a presentation, look to the things that you have done to be able to work on this before I meet with other 2 people. I think I will kind of get them, set them back. Sure. So if it's okay, I would leave now and work on this, look into the materials, yes, and work on this for next week. Is that okay?
Yes, teacher. It's fine. It's fine, teacher. Yes.
Okay. Thank you much. Then I'm leaving then. See you then. Bye.
It's been a hard week.
Sergio, perhaps we can discuss your slides all together, your presentation.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's true
because I think we are.
Yeah, many have left today. It's true.
Yes, many have left.
It's been such a hard day because, well, for those teachers who are not in ENP, in Escuela Nacional Preparatoria, we had courses at 8 o'clock, then events at 12 o'clock. And
yes, and I think the only one, excuse me, I think the only one who has not been there is Ben, I think.
Yeah,
because most of us.
Yes, teacher Ben, where do you work?
Yeah, teacher. Hello, everybody. How are you?
Hello, teacher.
Yes, I work for the UVM.
Oh, right, Universidad del Valle, right?
Yeah. Yes, that's right. Yes.
Yeah. Hopefully,
yes.
Yes, teacher. Hopefully, you are not being what is the word for that? You are not being
Taking courses or something like this.
yeah, under so much pressure as or as much as we have been here in ENP or at ENP.
Yeah, we finished our courses the last week.
Yes.
Yeah, it was very hard, you know.
Yeah.
But you know,
Yeah,
this is the end.
for us, it's been a very long day. We haven't stopped all day, so that's why many
I can see
teachers
that.
are so tired. Yeah, so yeah, we could discuss them together, especially because now we are only 7. so yeah, that could work as well. What do you think, Teacher Ben? Is that fine for you that we discuss?
Yes, of course. In fact, I designed my template.
Nice,
Yes,
nice,
it
nice,
it is done in 20 minutes. It was
nice.
piece of cake.
Nice. That's so nice, teacher. Yeah, I think we can start with you. Teachers Lupita, teacher Rocio, teacher Maria Christian, teacher Lucero, and teacher Patty. Is that all right for you if we do not work on breakout rooms or in breakout rooms as other times? Yes, is that fine?
That's no problem.
All right.
Yes, no
great,
problem. Mhm.
Great.
Remember that I have a tablet, so I
Oh,
can't.
right. Yes, it's more difficult for you. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, teacher. All right. So I'm just curious, teacher Ben, is it possible for you to share your screen so that we can take a look at your PowerPoint, or is it difficult because
Yes.
Yes, great. Yeah.
Yes, of course, yes.
Yes.
First of all, I am going to enter with another device.
Yes.
Here right now, and let me see. I am going right now. Just wait a little bit.
Yes, I already got
Okay.
the request.
Yeah. Yes, okay, no audio. Here we are. And then I am going to share my content. Website. It's a little bit slow here. Wait. Website. Oh my goodness. I think it's not going to be possible here. I need to use my cell phone instead.
Yes, sure.
Wait. I'm going to leave this meeting, but instead I'm going to use my my cell phone.
Yeah.
Wait.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Now, let me just use my browser. And let me go to my drive. Have my presentation here. Here we are. All right, now I am going to share the screen. Yeah.
Yes.
I got this option. Star broadcast. 1, 2.
Oh, that's nice.
All right. Can you see my my screen right now?
Yes, we can see your cell phone. Yes.
Okay, here.
All right.
Okay, here. Very good. Oh my goodness. Where did I hit? Here. Okay, here we are. Okay, here I can comment to my students right now. We are going to talk about something, another tense that we're going to study today. What do you think that we're going to study today, according to the picture that you see here?
And the students answer. The future.
The future. What makes you think about that?
Because I'm looking at a picture of the film Back to the Future.
Oh my goodness. Very nice. Excellent.
Well,
okay. Do you like that film, by the way?
yes, we do.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, very much.
I like it a lot. All right. Very nice. So the future. Very good. Here we are. Okay, we have two options in using the future. The first one is predictions, and the other is plans. All right. So we wanted to use the modal verb will for predictions, and for plans, we're going to use be going to. All right. Remember the grammatical structure, subject. Then in the case of prediction, then we have the modal verb will plus the verb plus complement. And the same thing for be going to, subject, be going to plus the verb and complement. Okay, any doubt about it?
No, no.
All right, let's go to the next. All right, I want you to take into account that we are going to work with predictions. We are going to take into account simple facts or opinions. All right, in the plans is intended to be for personal plans or intentions. Okay, here we have the example of predictions. I will be 70 in September. All right, this is some kind of prediction. Remember that there is nothing for sure. For example, you can say something about the prediction, but there is nothing for sure here in our lives. All right, and be going to this is future, but this is not 100%. So that is the reason that in my classes I always tell you you have to live the present, because you don't really know what is going to happen the next second, the next minute, the next day. All right, so the next example is, it will not be easy to get a new job according to the context that we have before. This is a prediction. All right, any doubt about it, my little students?
No, those are nice examples, teacher.
Yes.
All right, now let's go with the plans. Be going to. All right, here we have the same thing, and we have the example. We are going, remember that we are going to use personal plans or intention, especially when you have already made a decision. All right, we have an example here. We are going to go out for dinner because we already designed the plans before. Another one, I am not going to play piano on Friday. Why? Because we have a context before, and the context could be because I'm gonna have an exam that Friday. All right. Any doubt?
No, teacher.
All right. So we have some arrows here so that you can see the grammatical structure. This is only for statement. And now let's go with the next. Okay. Okay. Can you see here the next arrow? In the next arrow, we have the form of a question. All right. First of all, we have the modal verb plus the subject plus the verb plus complement plus question mark. Don't forget that. The same thing for the be going to, be plus subject plus going to plus verb plus complement plus question mark. This is for yes, no questions. Do you remember yes, no questions? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yes, teacher.
Very good. Now let's go with the next. We have predictions here. Oh my God, this is predictions we're going to. Okay. Here we have some examples of the future. For predictions, can you see here, this guy is telling something like, it will be mine. Oh yes, it will be mine. This is a prediction. Can you tell me what is he talking about? Is he talking about somebody or something? Or what?
I think that's a decision, not a prediction.
Decision.
It's a decision.
It's a decision.
He wants to get a guitar.
Really? Are you sure? It will be mine.
The
But
guitar.
Or
this is a
probably-
prediction because we are using the modal verb will.
Yes.
So it's a sort of
Don't get
desire.
confused. Kind of.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Very good. Now let's go with the next plans. Here we can see, I don't know, I don't have the motion graphics here, but I don't know why. But
yeah.
But we have here this man. You guys go. I'm going to eat more. Okay.
Intentions, teacher.
This is
Intention.
intentions. Intention, of course. Yes, plan. Because you have already made a decision in your mind.
Mhm.
All right. Very
Exactly.
nice. Excellent. Very good. Remember, it's a little bit difficult to talk about predictions and plans, but don't get lost. Prediction or plan. Here we have an example here. Oh, this is a very shame that I don't have a motion graphic here, but this is very funny. I love it. You know, we have the name of the dog is Peter and the name of the monkey is Carl. Okay, Peter and Carl will fall down. Okay, is a prediction or plan? Who can tell me that?
Prediction.
Of course, very nice, excellent. Now let's go with the next. We have another, oh my God, this is a shame. I don't have a motion graphic here. All right, the name of this lovely cat is Henry. Henry is going to fight with Peter, another cat, because he's very angry. Okay, so tell me, is a prediction or plan?
It's a plan.
It's a plan. Very good. Very nice.
Really?
Very nice. What about this man? This man is doing something very dangerous here. That this man will be very safe because he's eating something in a very dangerous way. But this man will be very safe. It's a prediction or plan.
Prediction.
Predictions, because it has a lot of X.
Yeah, a lot of. Okay, here we have a lady. Okay, she's drinking something. Okay, Carmina is going to drink the whole cup. Is it a
She's
prediction or
planning.
plan? Yes, of course.
That
Excellent.
big cup.
Don't attempt that in at home. All right.
Mhm.
Very nice. Okay, here we have a. Oh my goodness, here we have a lady who's practicing something out in the open. I want you to
Your
tell me a
area.
prediction about this. Who wants to tell me a prediction about this?
She will fall.
Very good. Another one.
She will hurt.
Excellent. Another example, please.
She's going to throw that rock.
Okay, you have to replace the going to. Prediction is using the modal verb will.
Okay. Okay.
You will practice every day.
Okay, she will practice.
will-
Very nice.
She
Another last
will
example.
amaze everyone.
Ah, this is awesome. Very nice. So what about this plan? We have this lady. What is she doing? Something very dangerous. Okay, I want you to tell me a statement with a plan.
She's going to fall.
Very nice. Another one. Come on, use your imagination.
She will fall.
Yes. Another one.
She's gonna go downstairs.
Yes, of course.
I
What
really
else?
don't understand the picture very well if she's going up or down, but well, I suppose that she's gonna go downstairs or she's gonna. What is downstairs? That I don't understand the picture.
It could be in the subway.
Oh, okay, I
Oh,
get it.
yeah,
I
I
get
think-
it. It's
yes.
like an entrance downstairs.
Yes. Yeah, it's very important, the motion graphic, but I don't have it. I am sorry.
Oh, yes,
This is my
it's okay,
mistake.
don't
I'm
worry.
sorry, my
Just
students.
let me
I'm
know
sorry.
what's.
Okay, we all know that that lady is going to fall down, but I want you to use your imagination. What other sentence can you use about it? with plan.
He's going to dance, break dance.
Very nice.
My God.
Excellent. Excellent. This is good. This is good. Another one. Come on.
She's gonna take the subway.
Yes, another one. Come on.
Sure.
How do you think she is gonna feel after this hit on the floor?
She's going to be tired.
Tired and what else? Tired and what else?
It's going to be hurt.
Yeah, very good. She's gonna be in pain, a lot of pain because it's not so easy.
Okay.
Okay, very good. So we have the prediction right now. We have this little body here. Okay, I want you to tell me a prediction with this little guy. Remember, I want you to name it, whatever name. I don't know. It could be Ben. It could be Henry. It could be
Fido.
Mike.
Fido.
Don't.
Very nice. Go ahead.
Mm,
Fido is gonna have his chow.
Very good. Another one.
He's going to make a mess.
Yes.
Excellent. Another one. Remember,
What
it's
is
a
that,
prediction.
prediction or plan? What do you want?
It's prediction. Can you see
Oh,
that?
prediction, prediction.
Okay.
Prediction, yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
have cereal.
Okay. Very good. Another one. Come on. Use your imagination.
Oh,
Use-
okay. Fido is gonna get sick because dogs shouldn't have any milk.
Yes.
Okay, remember.
So Fido
You
is
got-
gonna get sick.
Remember, it's a prediction. You have to use a modal verb will or will not.
Well, and
It-
this is a comment that I want to make here. You know, that rule for will for prediction and gonna for plans is a very square rule. It's a very square rule because in the real life, in the real speaking, we don't necessarily use that rule. We can use both in different forms. So, well, just to make it basic, very basic, we can say that, yes, will is for prediction and going to is for plan. But the real thing, the real life is that we can use it the way we want. For instance, I'll see my grandkids on Sunday. That would be a plan, and I'm using will, and that would be perfectly correct.
Yes, of course, I agree with that. But this is a very basic level. Remember?
Okay. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, very basic level. So remember that in real life, what is the main purpose of a language? Of a language?
communicate.
Communication. All right. What happens if you go to the centro here in Mexico City and you come across with somebody from the United States?
You need to
You're gonna
communicate.
say, yes, you don't have to remember all the rules that you learn in the
Of course
school.
not.
Yeah, no. You have to make your mind over there with all the tools that you can remember. But
And even
remember,
teenagers and even native speakers make some big mistakes.
yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. Anything else, my little students, my little girls and
No,
boys?
dear teacher.
All right, that's nice.
yes, one thing.
Yeah.
Fido will eat all my food.
Excellent. Please, an applause. My goodness, you're awesome. All of you.
Thanks,
Very
Jeffrey.
nice. Let's go with the next. This is the last one. Oh my goodness, what the hell? You see?
What's that?
Oh my goodness. This is some kind of what?
I know. Like a horse, but what happened to him?
Something like this, something like hybrid being or something like
Oh.
this. No, but I want you
Yeah.
to know that this guy is running very fast. Okay, very fast. So I want you to tell me one statement with a plan.
It's going
He's
to
going to
win the
win.
race.
Yes, he wants to
Mm.
win the race. Yeah.
Yes. Another option, please.
That's not a plan.
There's not a plan. Are you sure?
No.
Remember that. Remember
A
that.
prediction.
It's a but
Yeah, he's gonna win the race. That's not a plan.
Yeah. Yes, of course, because maybe something that horse something that has in his mind. No. Something.
Maybe
We
he
don't
wants
really know.
to win the race. But the
Yes.
race, you don't know who's gonna win it. So you can plan for it like that.
Yeah.
it's a prediction
well-
based. Sorry, it's a prediction based on the evidence.
On the evidence or on the context. We don't really know what is the context. We can imagine that the idea or the plan is in its head or in his head. We don't really know. Okay. Another sentence, please. Use your imagination. Come on, open your mind.
Is going to
Erase.
fall.
What?
Is going to fall.
Excellent. An applause, please. An applause. Oh my goodness, I like it a lot. Very good. Another, come on, use your imagination.
He's going to recover his body.
Okay, excellent. An applause, please, please. Another one. Only two left. Come on, next.
He's gonna go to the vet.
Excellent. Very good. And the last
And-
one. The last one.
He's going to jump the fence.
Excellent. And I want to tell you one an extra. He is going to pee.
He's going to pee.
Yeah, he is going to pee.
All right.
You don't really know.
He's in our
Okay.
Pee and poo.
Yeah. All right. So today we studied the future in a very, very simple way. Okay. Who can remember? Who can tell me, please, in a very brief way, what did we study today in this class? Come on. Who can tell me? Future. Okay. Anybody else can tell me what kind of future do we have?
We have-
Prediction and plans.
And plan.
Yes. When do we have to use in the grammatical structure in the predictions?
Will.
Will. What about plans?
Going to.
Be going
Going to, very big going to. Don't forget that. The next class, we're going to study some answers, okay, with WH questions and some more. Thank you very much. Any questions, by the way?
No, not me.
All right, please.
It's okay, teacher.
Please, an applause. What? I'm sorry?
No question.
All right. Okay, please, an applause for everyone.
Thanks, sure. Thank you.
Excellent, teacher.
Thank you very much.
Nice.
So that's it, teacher Sergio.
Thanks a lot, teacher. There are so many interesting gives and ideas over here. I do have a few observations that hopefully can help in the future and for this particular presentation as well. The first thing that I'd like to discuss with everyone today for the remainder of today's meeting, we still have 24 minutes left, is something that several of you were commenting about. I'm sharing my screen right now about that or another example. Do we have predictions or do we have plans? And that's something that I in fact deal with to some extent. Let me go back to I really want to recommend that if you have time over the following days, you go to Digitalization, and if you have 25 minutes to watch this video, it's 24 minutes and 35 seconds long. It's not even half an hour. And there I discuss all this presentation, and in this presentation, I precisely try to clarify the differences between going to will and present progressive for fixed arrangements in terms of conceptualization. And that's going to be very important for us when we are trying to pick or choose good examples, because one thing that we have mentioned a couple of times during this workshop and that we discussed in much more detail in the seminar that we had 3 months ago, is that we can actually use will for predictions and going to for plans, but we can also let me maximize this. But we can also use we can talk about a plan either with will or with going to. It is possible to use either will or going to talk about plans. But there is a difference. There is a difference between using will and using going to for plans. So in my video, I talk about the example, I'm going to read a book the next weekend, or next Sunday, or next Saturday, or today at night, or tomorrow morning. This is a plan. We could bring up the topic with our students. What are your plans for the weekend? Teacher Mary Kristen, what are your plans for the weekend?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'll see my grandsons, my grandkids.
Yes, that is one thing. You are going to see your grandkids, right?
No, I'm saying that's exactly what I'm saying. I'll see my grandkids.
All right,
I'll
yes.
see, and
I'll
that's
see.
a
Yes,
plan.
yes, yes, yes,
and that's a plan. You see, and
yes,
that's absolutely correct.
yes.
However, I'm not. But well, I understand this is high level English. I mean, not basic. This is not basic. In basic, I'm not gonna give them that example. But in advanced course CAE, I'm going to use that example. And let me tell you that when I teach future in advanced courses, and I have a book here that they give us the future, there are 10 different forms of future in English, 10 different. And well, in advanced courses, we see all the 10 different forms. And well, it's very, very interesting. And well, we have to go through all of them, all the 10 forms. And in this case, for instance, I'll see my grandkids, and that's one of the 10 forms, and that is correct, not for prediction, but for plan, okay? And that's correct. But I wouldn't teach that in basic levels. You see?
Sure. Yeah, that's exactly what I want to explain now. Let me go back in this presentation. Everything that I'm going to say right now is in the video. Please watch it if you have 25 minutes for this. But let me explain briefly in 5 minutes what you will find in that video. In that video, I will problematize, first of all, this particular example. What are your plans for the weekend? And we all could or not have plans for the weekend. Probably I am planning to visit my grandparents, or I'm planning to, I'm going to go shopping, or I'm going to go swimming, or I'm going to go on vacations, or I'm going to do the groceries, and so on and so forth. There are so many different things that I could do over the weekend that are plans. But let's take this example. I'm going to read a book. Yes, it's true. It's true what teacher Mary Kristen is saying, that you could as well say, I will read a book, but there is a conceptual difference, which is what I am trying to get, which is what I want to get to. Well, what is the difference between I'm going to read a book and I will read a book? There is a difference. But when our students ask, teacher, what is the difference between I'm going to read a book and I will read a book, we sometimes find it very difficult to explain to them what exactly the difference is. And that's what I have explained in that video. But let me try to summarize everything in 5 minutes or so right now. So what comes to our minds when we think of an example such as I'm going to read a book next Sunday or tomorrow morning or tomorrow evening? Something comes to our minds. Is it something like this? Well, that depends on the individual experiences of every one of us. It could be something like this, or it could be something like this. What exactly is going on in our brains, in our minds? It's difficult to tell exactly what's. Sorry, somebody has the somebody has the sound. Just let me close the, yeah, sorry. If somebody wants to unmute him or herself, go ahead, but there was a little noise. So let me go back to the presentation. So it's difficult to tell what exactly goes around my mind when I think about the example, I'm going to read a book tomorrow in the evening. But something similar to what I'm showing you should come across your mind. Or probably you're thinking about taking a trip somewhere and you will read your book during the way to, on your way to that place. So you could say, yes, I'm going to read my book as I travel to that place. Or you could picture yourself in a library like this one, or like this one, or at home, or on your couch. There are so many different ways to think about the sentence, I'm going to read a book tomorrow in the evening. But then we got to ask ourselves, is it possible that I defocus the details of this event? Is it possible that I blur out the surroundings of the event? And that's what I'm going to show you. Is it possible that my mind, somehow my brain starts doing this or this? Is it possible that I start losing sight of the little details, and that I start thinking about this event in a more schematic way, or like this? Because this is very recognizable. If I had shown you this before without the first picture, you wouldn't be able to tell what exactly this is. Or maybe it's something like this, or something like this, or we can push this as much as we want to, maybe like this. These are just shadows. We can barely recognize anything there, or maybe like this. And if we push the matter even further, it could be just a black dot in space, in my conceptual space, or I can make it smaller and smaller and smaller. And then I could say, yeah, I'm going to read a book next Sunday in the morning. What is in my mind? What's cognitively speaking, conceptually speaking, what is going on in my mind? This little dot, this little point here that I'm showing you right now represents what most commercial grammars are going to show you. They're going to show you one little, oh, just a second, let me duplicate this. This is what most commercial grammars will show you. They will show you that will is for events that will take place at some given point in time in the future. That's the definition that you're going to find in most grammars. And those definitions come from precisely come from this idea that we can compress one event into one single point, as opposed to the full conceptual window of attention, or the full conceptual scene, which is what I'm showing you here right now. Ideally, prototypically speaking, going to for plans evokes the whole scenery, the whole situation, the whole image, the whole mental representation of the event of reading a book as a plan for next Sunday. I could change here will for predictions, and I could change it to will for plans. It is possible to use will for plans, but the difference is going to be that I will not think about the details. That's what changes. Let me go. Now let me go to this part. What is the conceptual nature of the verb go? The verb go has at least 4 elements. There are actually more than 4 elements, but I will let you know right now what the most basic 4 elements of the verb go are. You gotta have a departure point, which is the source where you start walking from and where you want to go to, which is the final destination. You gotta have a trajectory. In this case, it's the sidewalk over which or on which she's going to be walking. And you have the entity that is moving. It could be any object of the universe, but in this case, it's the girl. So you have the source, the goal, the trajectory, and the entity or object moving from one place to another. And you have the details of everything that is around, but, well, before I tell you the but, and you have this example, I'm going to read a book. So you picture yourself in the future reading a book, and that's your plan. But you could also say, I will read a book. But if you say, I will read the book, the difference is that you lose the details. You are not thinking very much about the details of how you will get from point A to point B. You lose sight of the many different details that surround the event of reading a book next weekend. So we could take this to the furthest extreme and say that, in fact, when you say, I will read a book next Saturday, because you're using will, what is going on in your brain, in your mind, is that you are erasing, blurring out, defocusing everything around the conceptualization of the event. There's nothing around. This is an extreme point of view. This is an extreme way of conceiving, of thinking about will for plans. So yes, it's true. I could say, I'm going to read a book, or I could say, I will read a book. I am showing very extreme examples. The truth is that we don't really know what is exactly going on in our minds, because we don't really know what's going on in our brains. The brain continues to be a very mysterious subject of examination and research. But we can safely say that whenever we use going to for a plan, we evoke in far much greater detail everything that surrounds the event. And when we use will for plans, we have blurred out, we have, how do you say that in Spanish, blur out? We have difuminado or borrado the details that surround the here and now that leads to the there in the future. So the simple, oversimplified distinction, difference between going to and will is that going to focuses our attention on the surroundings and the details of the event, while in contrast, will defocuses the surroundings and many details of the events. So that's the conceptual difference, the conceptual structure differences. Let me repeat. I can say, I will read a book next Sunday in the morning, or I'm going to read a book next Sunday in the morning. Both are possible. I'm going to read a book, or I will read a book, and both are plans. But conceptually, there are big changes. One evokes very strongly the surroundings and everything that has to take place in order for me to be able to read a book next Sunday. And the other one just takes for granted that it's going to happen. How? That doesn't really matter with will. I'm not going to discuss present progressive right now, but just let me go to, so that I can finish this. I think I should stop it there because everything that I've been saying for the last 10 minutes or so is explained in the video that I sent you, that I have left on our website. But now I would like to apply what I've been saying for the last 10 minutes to the examples of Teacher Ben. Teacher Ben, do you think you could share your screen one more time, Teacher Ben?
Yes, of course. Yes.
Thanks, teacher.
Yes, teacher. Wait a little bit.
Yes, sure. So let's bear in mind, let's keep in mind that, yes, it's true. We can use going to for plans and we can use will for plans. But as teachers, what we gotta be careful with is what examples are we going to use to present each category. So let me see. Let's take Teacher Ben's examples. Let's go to slide number 2, please, teacher Ben. There was number 4, no, about number 10, I think. There were several slides that I think we could discuss. Next.
Sorry, dear teacher. Where did you leave the link of your presentation?
Yeah, with the video and the presentation that I
Yes.
Yeah, that's in the links that I sent you some like 30 minutes ago. I can send them to you via WhatsApp.
Oh, in the links, oh, okay. No, I got them. Thank
yes,
you.
Sure. Yes, sure.
Thank you.
Yes, sure. Now let's see. Peter and Carl will fall down. Yeah, let me think about this one. No, I think we should look at another example. Next, please, teacher Ben, please. Next. There was another one. We could analyze any one of these, but I want to analyze one that is particularly
that one, the one okay, with the cat that he's gonna fight.
All right, let's analyze the one of the cat.
That one.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say.
Yes.
I wouldn't say gonna as a plan.
Yeah.
Because they are not really. Oh, okay. Is he really going to participate in a fight or what?
Yeah. Let me take a screen.
Or is it gonna be just by chance that they're gonna fight?
Yeah. Let's discuss this example. In principle, both ways of talking about these are possible. In principle, we can say he will fight with Peter or he's going to fight with Peter, but there is a conceptual difference between he will fight and he's going to fight. Both are possible, but we gotta ask ourselves, what is the difference between he's going to fight with Peter and he will fight with Peter? Okay, I'm going to start sharing my own screen one more time. Well, if in case that you say he's going to fight, this is what's going on. You can see everything that will you evoke to a greater extent, probably not completely, probably not entirely, but you do evoke to a greater extent the number of details that you have in your mind, in your brain, being activated regarding the event of having the cat fighting somebody else. In contrast, if you say that the cat will fight another cat or another person, you blur out, you erase, you sort of ignore the general details, and you compress or condensar, you compress everything into one single point. It will happen and that's it. You don't really care.
Sergio, isn't that with will is an intention more than a plan?
Let me think about that.
I will fight is like yes, a very very straight decision, or a very, I don't know.
Yes, teacher. For that particular
more than a plan.
Yeah, teacher. For that particular problem, I would recommend that that we all consider the problem in terms of conceptual prototypes, which you remember we discussed some time ago. And the thing is that plans and intentions are two conceptual categories that overlap each other by a lot. They share a lot in common. But the examples that we will take as prototypical examples of plans are somewhat different from the prototypical examples that we could think of when we think of intentions. And of course, this cat example is somewhere in the middle. It's somewhere in the middle between a plan and an intention. So if you have the feeling that the cat will fight another cat, feels like an intention more than it feels like a plan, it's precisely because there is an overlap. You can think of this, and that of course depends on the particular situation. Maybe in some situations the cat really is making a full plan of how to
Right.
um,
Perhaps for a
work.
boxer,
Yeah,
a
yeah,
boxer
yeah,
will
yeah,
be
yeah.
going to, and for someone who is angry, who is really
Yes,
angry,
yes,
will be will.
yes, 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 yes. So plan, that is another one of the problems that Macmillan, Oxford, etc. have, that they create all these different categories. They talk about plans, intentions, what else, offers. Those are, we could say, pragmatic categories.
Promises. They also use promises.
Yeah, promises. Yeah, and all those categories share something. And in order to better understand what they share, we're not gonna do it in just 2 minutes right now, but we could take the time to analyze each of those categories in terms of conceptual prototypes, and then ask ourselves, where do they overlap? Do you remember the examples of the cups and bowls, the tazas
Yeah.
and tazones?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There is some
Yes.
overlapping in the middle. There are
Mhm.
intermediate cases,
Yes.
and that's pretty similar to the question of where does our conception of plan begin, and where does it end, and where does our conception of intentions begin, and where does it end, and where is the overlap between these two conceptual categories. So that's something we could discuss later on. But right now, because I have so little time left for today, just 1 or 2 more minutes, I would just like you to think about all these different examples, such as the example of the cat of teacher band, in terms of what am I conceptualizing with one or another? What is being activated in my brain when I say I'm going to fight with Pedro? Something like this, I'm going to. The verb go activates the whole scenery of me trying to think of what is going to happen in the course of the following hours or days, from the here and now to the moment where I am actually fighting Pedro. And the other one is, I will fight Pedro. You can do this experiment yourselves at home. You just try to think of more examples, and then try to feel what changes from one example to another. Let me give you just 2 more examples. I'm going to take a trip. I will take a trip. I'm going to clean my house. I will clean my house. With I'm going to clean my house, you are evoking many details of what you gotta do in order to make sure that your house is clean. With I will clean my house, you ignore many details. There are probably intermediate cases, but that's something I cannot discuss right now because it's already 8:20. But right now,
okay.
just keep in mind that with going to, you activate a lot of the details. With will, you simplify everything. Metaphorically speaking, is one single point in time in the future. And that's what changes. So yes, the example, several like 4 or 5 of the examples of teacher Ben were examples that you could answer with will, or you could
Yes,
answer
they are ambiguous.
going to. Yeah, but the real question is, what changes, what comes up in my mind when I use going to and when I use will? And once we understand that, we should be able to make better decisions as to what gifts or sentences we want to use. Because once you have that conceptual difference clearer, it's easier to pick examples that do not create those ambiguities. That's exactly what I wanted to get with all of what we've been doing. But well, it's already 8:21. We will continue this particular discussion next week. But I hope that I was able to give you a little sense of where we are heading to with all of this. So if you need to go, please go. It's already 8:22. I already took 2 more minutes of your precious time. You surely want to spend time with your family. So I'll see you next week. I will only stay with Teacher Ben because he raised his hand and he surely wants to
Okay,
say
yes.
Okay, thank you.
But before we go,
Yes.
you know, as the end of the course is getting close, I would like you to give us a general idea of the work that we would have to do to hand in as the final work, because you've given us a lot of materials, but I don't know how to organize that, how to work with them, what to do in short, what to do with them to do my final work, please.
Yes,
And I
teacher.
think that's important for everyone.
Yes, sure. You just gotta do something similar to what Teacher Ben showed us with your own gifts and sentences, precisely because that's gonna allow me to give you feedback.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I can already give a lot. I could spend 2 hours giving Teacher Ben a lot of feedback because now I have examples to work with. So,
Okay.
so if you could please choose one or several of the templates from the links that I sent you.
Okay, yes.
And then you modify them as much as you want, and then next week you will share your presentation, and I will give you as much feedback as I can.
Oh, okay, wonderful, wonderful. I almost have it, so it's okay. Thank you very much, teacher.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you, teacher.
See you
Thank you for
next
being here.
Thursday.
Yes, see you next
teacher.
next week.
Thank you,
And,
Sergio. Goodbye.
And thanks
Goodbye,
for
teacher.
everything.
Goodbye, teacher.
Bye-bye
Goodbye,
now.
teacher.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
enjoy the weekend. Enjoy what is left of this week. Teacher Ben, I think you wanted to tell me something. I'm sorry that I didn't allow you to speak furthermore. I just wanted to make sure that I could make a couple of final points that I wanted to make from this discussion of
Yes,
yes, teacher. Tell me so that
it's very. See, yes, it's a little comment that I wanted to tell you. It's a little confusing when when you are telling me that we need to blur out something in the surrounding. No, it's a little bit confusing, but because what happened if I look at the mirror and I see some details, I don't know, maybe I can see I can see my face, I can see, and I think about the future, and I make a prediction here. I make a prediction here in my mind. And I say, "Oh my goodness, take a look at that. Take a look at my eyes. Take a look at my cheeks. I don't know. I will be 70 next September."
Yeah. Yes, teacher.
And in this case, I am looking at the details. No, Sergio.
Yes, yes. Yes, teacher. Just let me ask you a couple of questions to make sure that I can answer your doubt or question correctly. Have you studied conceptual prototypes theory before?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I saw some videos that you have already uploaded.
Yes, teacher. Yes. Well, that's the first thing, because many of the answers that you are looking for are there. Second question, teacher. Did you have time? I know it was my fault not to send everything earlier. We have all been having such a very tough week this week. But did you have time to watch the video that I loaded today in the morning?
Yes, of course. Yes, yes.
You did. Great.
Yes.
So that's gonna help a lot. Let me share the presentation one more time so that I can answer what you're asking right now. I'm going to start sharing. Okay, let's go back here. Yes, so yeah, as I mentioned several times during the video, what I am showing here in 58 slides is an oversimplification. I am simplifying many things. Discussing this particular topic would actually take us about 4 or 5 hours. After 4 or 5 hours of discussion, I am very sure that I would be able to help everybody understand the conceptual structure, the conceptual differences that are most important for will and going to, or and for present progressive. But for your particular question, yes, as you watched in the video, if I use going to prototypically speaking, from a prototypical point of view, you are evoking a lot of details, many details of 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 what is of the action. For example, teacher Ben, what if you don't have any plan? Please invent, just make up a plan for Saturday morning. Please tell me 1 or 2 things that you're planning to do on Saturday morning.
All right. I am going to play the guitar in the morning, and I am going to eat with my mother.
Yes.
And I am going to sing with my brother.
Great. Now, can you say that again with Will?
I will play the guitar. I will. What did I say? I don't remember. I will eat with my mother, and I will sing with my brother.
Okay, intuitively, without making this too analytical, what do you feel changed from between going to and will when you change from going to will?
The most of the time I spend some time thinking about the grammatical structure right now. But now the main idea.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's take those 3 examples that you just gave. I'm going to play the guitar. You are going to eat with your mother, and you are going to, what was that? What was the third one?
Sing with my brother.
And you're going to sing with your brother. Remember that the grammatical construction going to uses the verb go, and the verb go has a very particular conceptual structure, which is the one that I was talking about earlier today, or 15 or 20 minutes ago, which is that remember that you have a source, a goal, a trajectory, and technically we call it the mobile, or simply the entity that is moving. And whenever you use going to, as in your examples, you are going to play the guitar, you're going to eat with your mother, and you're going to sing with your brother. Conceptually, your mental representation of these 3 different plans evoke the process of going to, of heading to, dirigiéndose a, going to, heading to that moment at which you're going to do everything that you said that you're going to do. But when you say, I will play the guitar, I will eat with my mother, and I will sing with my brother. What you are blurring out or defocusing is everything that comes in the way between you and that moment. In a way, we could say these are just visual aids, ayudas visuales, but we could change this just like this, for example. We could say that will, this is another way of inspecting the problem. You could say that what you get with will is this, that you don't really pay much conceptual attention to how you get from A to B. It just happens conceptually. You have condensed, compressed, you have packed everything into one single event and you don't really have much conceptual concern of what is going on around. So let me repeat the examples. It's important to repeat the examples because that's the best way to feel the differences. So I'm going to
play the
yeah,
guitar.
Yeah, you're going to play the guitar, you're going to eat with your mother, and you're going to because you have the going, you're going to. So you have conceptually the going process. But here, because you don't have the going, you just have the will. This is what you ignore. All the conceptual space between you and the moment at which it will happen. Now, let's with that in mind, let's go to your example of I will be 70, right? Or what was the number?
Yeah.
Yeah, I will be 70. So let me ask you now, what is the difference between I am going to be 70 and I will be 70? What do you think the difference is between I am going to be 70 and I will be 70?
I don't know, Sergio.
Okay, let me help you.
I think that it has to be very much that the concept that we have at the beginning, that we already taught that topic at the beginning, from the very beginning. I don't know if I'm right, because I don't know how to explain that. That is the reason that the last class, remember?
Yeah.
It's very important to me that you have to have a context before you can teach will and going to.
Yeah.
This is very important.
Yeah. That's something that we have to get to eventually. But right now, just let's try to to use these examples that are very, very interesting examples. Yes, the first thing that I would tell you from my point of view, we could all have different points of view because we all have different experiences, but there's something that we gotta share in common. There's gotta be something that there's gotta be a common ground, even if there are some differences in the way that you conceive the world and the way I conceive the world, because we have different experiences, but there's something we share. And I hope that what I'm going to say is to some extent shared by you, which is that I'm going to turn 70 evokes a landscape, a situation in which this is going to happen very soon. I am approaching myself turning 70 very soon. Maybe I am already 65 or 67 or even 69. While in contrast, I will be 70. Well, I am 40 years old. So for me, because I am 40 years old, I will be 70 sounds very distant, which it sounds like it's going to take a lot of time. How can I argue that going to evokes the idea of turning 50 or 40 or 60 or 70 or whatever other age as something that is very close to me? And how can I argue that I will be 70 sounds like it is much further away from me? Where do we get this idea that going to makes it feel closer and will makes it feel further away from us? In order to answer that,
maybe we need to get into philosophical ideas, don't you think, Sergio?
No, not really. We need conceptual prototypes. Let me open the file. I think it's here. Yeah, I hope it's here. Yeah, let me open the file that I prepared in order to talk about conceptual prototypes, and that's going to help a lot. So let me see where it is. It's got to be here somewhere. Just let me find it. I'm looking for some birds that I have here.
Yeah.
So that I can show you quickly what we mean when we say that our minds operate with concept. Yeah, here, this is our prototypical example of conceptual prototypes. This is the example we use most often in cognitive linguistics in order to talk about conceptual prototypes. So my prototype of a bird comes closer to a robin or a canary or a dove or even a sparrow. Of course, that depends on where you grew up. If you grew up in Mexico City, most probably you either think your prototype of birds is either a dove or a sparrow, but it is very unlikely that you think of toucans or dogs or peacocks and or even ostriches as if I ask you if I ask 100 people, hey, picture yourselves or try to imagine a bird. And when you ask somebody to think of a bird, most people, there could be exceptions, most people would not think of an ostrich, most people would not think of a penguin, most people would not think of a dog or a peacock. Most people would think of the type of bird that they encounter the most often with in their everyday lives. That's basically what we mean by conceptual prototypes when we talk about this theory, that there is one type of exemplar that matches your experiences better than other exemplars. So because I don't see many ostriches very often, because I don't see many penguins very often, but I do see either robins or doves or canaries or sparrows more or less frequently. It's much easier for me to evoke a canary or a dove or a robin or a sparrow when the word bird comes to my ears and to my mind. That's basically the idea behind conceptual prototypes. But something else that we discussed 3 months ago. Well, here's another example. What comes to your mind when you think of a car or a vehicle? When you think of a vehicle, you don't really. It is very unlikely that you're thinking of skateboards or skis or an elevator. Yeah, you could say that an elevator is a sort of vehicle. It's kind of difficult to say that it's a vehicle, but you could, or a skateboard. Yeah, you could try to think of that as a vehicle, but it's not like your best example. And here we have another conceptual category. What comes to your mind when you think of a weapon? What is the very first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the word weapon? Does a shoe come to your mind? Does a foot come to your mind? Does sandal or a screwdriver come to your mind? These are what we call marginal examples of the category, examples that do not very well fit the category, examples that are not impossible but very unlikely. And we have many intermediate cases. For example, what I forgot how to say latigo, leash. No, not leash. This is something different. Well,
whip now.
Whip. Yes. Thank you, teacher. So yeah, a whip could come to your mind as a weapon, but it's not a very likely example. Here is another conceptual category. What about furniture? What comes to your mind when you think of furniture? A telephone. You could force the concept of telephone as part of the category furniture, but it's not a very good choice. The same goes for a fan or a vase. You could, in principle, try to argue that a fan is part of the furniture and that the vase is part of the furniture. And the same goes for a piano and portrait and those. But prototypically speaking, a sofa or a chair are better examples of what we think when we think about furniture. So we could continue looking for more and more examples, but the one that I want to cite as a good example of where I am trying to get at is the following. What about cups and bowls? Number one is clearly a cup, right, teacher?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But what about number 5? would you be willing to say that number 5 is a cup?
No, because according to my experience, that is not a cup, that is a bowl.
It's
because at the
difficult.
beginning is a little is bigger than that.
It's difficult to not impossible. Number 5 is like the ostrich or like the whip or all those examples that I was giving above, where yeah, you could think about number 5 as a weird type of cup, but that's not really what comes to your mind. What about number 9? Would you be willing to accept number 9 as a cup?
As a cup, yes, it could be, because it is not so very common in my life.
Yeah,
no,
yeah. You could accept it. You could accept it, but once again, it's not what comes to your mind when you think of cups. When you think of cups, number 9 and number 5 are not good examples of what comes to your mind. And we have many intermediate cases. Here, we are only making variations either on the width or the height. We could make variations on so many other traits or characteristics of a cup. But here, this is just to exemplify how different categories, such as cups, can vary along a continuum. Number 5 would be, if you erase the handle, the oreja, the handle, this is a better example of a bowl than of a cup. And if you erase the handle of number 9, this is more like a vase, like a jarrón than. But what this means is that you progress gradually from one category to another. Little by little, gradually, progressively, you go from one category to another. And you have intermediate cases in which you are not, for example, what about number 6? I could still call it a cup. 7, yeah, it's cup. 7 is probably more similar to a mug. You know that in English we make a distinction between cups and mugs. 8 starts being more difficult to be accepted as a cup, and that's the point, that you have all these intermediate cases over which we're not so sure what to do with those examples. And now let me go to, I have to show you another, oh, it's not here. Let me close this presentation and look for the other presentation. That is the one that is going to help us. Not so sure where I left the other one. Just let me open this file and see if it's here. Everything that I'm showing you is available on the
yes.
So later, but right now I just want to show you a couple of things. Let me go to the 4th week. It's just that I forgot what exactly I left the example that I want to show you, because I want to show you how two different categories can cross or overlap. Because I have one nice example of cups and mugs. Just let me see where I left it. I know it's here in one of these PowerPoints, but because I haven't used these for a while, I forgot. Yeah, it's gotta be somewhere over here. Yeah, this is the one. So, oh, by the way, you can also do that with dogs. Yeah, but well, that's something we could. Oops, it's not here. So it's in the following one, because I'm very sure that it's a similar circles, such as the ones that were there. Is it here? Oh my God, where did I put them? Let me see. I'm not so sure if it's here, but let's see. Cup. Yeah, it's here. Okay, this is the one that I was looking for. So what about this one, teacher? The one in the middle.
In the transition.
Yeah. But what's interesting about this object of the universe?
Okay, the picture is pretty much different from the others.
Yes, yes, yes.
What else?
Yeah.
It's very similar to cup, but not with the balls because we don't have a handle.
Yeah, yeah. And what I think is most interesting about this particular object is that it is neither a cup nor a bowl, but a sort of hybrid, if you will, a sort of combination of both. So it's not really here and it's not really there. It's somewhere in the middle. It's an instantiation, an example of an object of the universe, of the world we live in, that doesn't fit very well in my category of cups, and it doesn't fit completely entirely in my category of bowls. It's somewhere in the middle. And thus exactly the same happens, uh, with will and going to. We have examples in everyday language, such as this, where some sentences in particular situations or contexts, as you were saying, context is of course very important. In certain contexts or situations, there are examples that are neither here nor here. They are somewhere in the middle. But if we want to achieve the greatest, the best results with our students, especially at basic levels, we have to be able to choose examples that are prototypical like this or prototypical like this. In other words, we have to find examples that are clearly cups or clearly bowls. And we have to avoid at the beginning with basic level courses, examples that are in the middle.
Okay.
Because those examples that are in the middle of this and in the middle, I mean, between this and this are going to create confusions. Precisely because if you want to teach somebody what a cup is and a bowl, the difference between cups and bowls, and you show that person this one, you're going to create confusions. So it's pretty much the same here. If you want to teach, for example, this is just an example. If you want to teach will for predictions and going to for plans, you need to select examples that are very, very clearly examples of going to with all the conceptual structure that I have explained in the video. Are you going to be able to find examples that do not fit my explanation here? Yes, but those examples are like this. Examples that are not good examples for a beginner's level. Now, your example of I will be 70 in how many years, teacher?
I mean, maybe 20,
in 20
27. No, sorry.
In 27 years from now, you will be 70, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you said that you were able to imagine your face with a lot of detail. Yes, 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 that's true. Why is it so? Why is it that in my explanation, I am claiming, I am arguing that let me go here, that we are losing the details progressively, but you are able to find an example in which this is not the case? Well, that's because your example is probably somewhere, let me see. Your example is probably maybe like this one, the one that says Mr. Anderson. Okay, let me discuss these examples before I tell you why your example of I will be 70, 27 years from now shows in your mind so much detail, even if I said that wheel defocuses or blurs out the details. Okay, let's see this cup problem. So would you agree that the how many are they? 2, 3, 4, 5, the 7 examples here are typical common examples of cups? Or would you say that the one in the middle above is a very bad example of what a cup looks like?
You're asking me that is a very bad example of a cup?
Yeah. Do you think any of these examples is a bad example of what a cup looks like?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I did my best. It's difficult to find good images on the internet, but I did my best to select examples of cups that were undeniably, undoubtedly cups. But then I tried to find examples that do not look so much as cups. You know that that in English a cup is more like this. Sorry, mug, right? We don't have this difference in Spanish, but in English, these are mugs and these are cups. So these 4 examples here begin to look like a mug, but you are not very sure if it's a cup or a mug in English. So the red one, is it a cup or is it a mug? This one here on the right side, is it a cup or a mug? So I did my best to find examples that were intermediate cases. I'm not so sure if I was able to find good examples. This one, I'm not so sure, but let's think about the red one. The red one is, I believe, somewhere in the middle between a cup and a mug. Now, here in the outer marginal space, I put a mug, trying to give the idea that a mug, in a way, you could say, is a marginal example of a cup. It's a very weird type of cup. Just like ostriches and penguins are not very good examples of birds, mugs are not very good examples of cups, but there's something similar between mugs and cups that makes mugs somehow possibly, probably, objects that we can associate with cups. Now, here I have the mugs, and I repeat a similar experiment. I try to find examples that stray away, that deviate away from my prototypical mugs. And then I try to look for example, the one that is here in the lower left corner. What is that, teacher? It's so big.
Yeah.
That when you are confronted with this instantiation of an object of the universe, of the world, you are like, what is this? Is this a mug? Is this a cup? So conceptually, we would say that it's a marginal example of a mug. It's not a very good example of a mug, but somehow you could still accept it as a marginal, weird, strange member of the category mugs. And you could keep looking for more examples, but of course, something like this on the right side, personally, I wouldn't call this a mug. This is, for me, personally speaking, this is a bowl. And then let's compare the 2 categories. You have cups, you have prototypical cups, and you have prototypical mugs. And in the middle, you have examples that are not clearly one or the other. This is my favorite example because I think it clearly shows that there are intermediate cases. But then we have to ask ourselves, let's analyze. Not so sure which one to analyze. Let's analyze the red one. What elements would you say that the red one, what are some elements that the red one shares with prototypical cups, teacher?
The handle.
Yeah.
The base.
Yes.
And And in generally the form.
Yes,
the,
yes, yes.
The shape, I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's it, but not the height.
Yeah, exactly. There is only one, well, there could be more, but the only one trait or characteristic that I personally think deviates or is different from prototypical cups is the height. It is the height that makes this one in particular somehow different from the cups that are prototypical. So that means that the transition from prototypical cups to marginal examples is a transition that could exhibit differences of different traits and characteristics along many different variables, different traits, different characteristics. That's what is happening here. Your example of I will be 70 years old in 27 years from now is an example in which, yes, you are preserving or conservando, preserving one particular characteristic of going to for plans or other constructions that evoke many details. And the characteristic that you are preserving is that you are able to see the details of, in this case, your face in 27 years from now. But what you are not preserving, is the trajectory. So do you remember that I mentioned there are 4 elements? There is the source, the goal, the trajectory, and the entity. Well, in your example, you are in fact, as you mentioned, imagining the details of the final destination very well, but you are not preserving any details or hardly any of the trajectory. The trajectory is very, very, very blurred. So you could say that the trajectory is something like this, very vague, very vaga, very ambiguous, but the destination is very clear. And that's an example of an instantiation of will for what, let me think about that. It's not a prediction, it's a fact. It's a fact. It's a fact that 27 years from now you will be 70, and that's a fact. And I think I have it here. Let me see if I used the word fact somewhere over here. I could have, but I don't remember if I did. No, I think I didn't. Yeah, it's just that I ran out of space, or I didn't want to make this chart too messy. But yeah, if I didn't want to make this chart way too complicated at first sight, I would include here future will for facts. Yeah, because I only included predictions. I didn't include here facts. But your example, I will be 27, I will be 70 years old 27 years from now, is an example of will for facts for the future, in the future. And that example is an example in which it's an example in which one particular element, let me erase this so that it doesn't.
Teacher Sergio.
Yes, sure.
Yeah, I think that I have another course right now.
I'm so sorry, teacher, but I hope I was able to.
No, thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you so much, teacher. And maybe we're going to see you next week.
Yes. And if you have time during the weekend, please, I'm going to share for the last time just 10 seconds. Please take some time to go here.
All right.
Yeah, to the cognitive grammar seminar, because and if you have time, read the books. The books are the ones that could answer so many things.
So many things.
that-
Okay.
Things that you didn't even know that you could ask yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, teacher.
Thank
Well,
you so much,
yeah,
teacher Sergio.
yeah, teacher. I'll see you next week. Take care, teacher. And well,
Okay, thank you so much for your time, teacher. I
nope,
really
my pleasure,
appreciate that.
teacher.
Okay. Have a good night.
Good night, teacher. Take care. I'll see you around.
Bye bye.
Goodbye.